Okay. I'm here with Van Jones, who's going to explain why corn-based ethanol, which seems to be the solution to all the global warming issues, is actually a bad thing.
That's right.
Van, this seems to be the solution that everybody wants, and it's got a lot of support. Are you anti-environment? Is this a bad thing?
I'm pro-environment. I'm the president of something.
Speak loudly.
Okay, I'm pro-environment. I'm president of something called Green for All. We're working for green-collar jobs for urban youth so they can have work in the solar industry and green pathways out of poverty and good careers. So I'm 100% for the environment. I'm 100% against corn-based ethanol, and I'll tell you why. First of all, corn should be food and not fuel. We're already seeing the price of basic food going up because of speculation in the ethanol market. Why is that? Well, number one, look at Mexico. The tortilla is a basic staple. Once we started all this ethanol speculation, the price of the tortilla started going up. We wound up having riots in Mexico, food riots in Mexico, because people couldn't get tortillas. The government had to intervene. But it's not just going to be the poor Mexicans who can't get their tortillas. Everything we eat in the United States is corn. Milk is corn. Beef is corn. Eggs are corn. Yogurt's corn. Why? Because we use corn to feed our livestock. So when you start bidding up the price of corn, when the supermarket and the gas station are competing for that same ear of corn, the price of that ear of corn goes up. That drives up food prices for low-income people and everybody else. Well, you say, hey, listen, maybe we pay a little bit more money for food, but it's worth it because we got to deal with global warming. That's the horrible part about it. It doesn't actually solve the problem of global warming for a couple of reasons. Number one, you have the same amount of energy to make that ear of corn is about what you get out of it when you turn it into ethanol.
So there's no what you're saying is, first of all, you're talking about the economic issue. The economic issue is it is raising the price of food for the people who can least afford to pay for it.
Right.
And the second thing is a technical issue.
Sure.
We're not actually making any gain on ethanol.
There's no gain in energy. There's no gain in terms of carbon. You have to put out so much energy to make the corn. You got big factories. You have big tractors burning all kind of diesel, all kind of oil to get that little ear of corn. You basically have eliminated any actual gain. Now this is different than, say, sugar. Sugar-based ethanol has like a 1-to-6, 1-to-7 ratio. So the amount of energy you put in, you get 6 times out of the energy back from, say, sugar, say in Brazil. Some people believe that with cellulosic ethanol, which is still one enzyme away from working, you would have a 1-to-12 ratio.
What is cellulosic ethanol?
Cellulosic ethanol is sort of like leftover vegetable matter. When you eat the ear of corn, you throw away that little piece, that chunk of corn waste material. Some people think with one more enzyme, we'll be able to effectively get a 1-to-12 ratio for that. We're not there yet. With corn, it's about 1-to-1. Okay, so you get no energy gain, you get no carbon, you get no improvement in carbon. Then people say, well, we got to do it anyway. You know why? Because of energy security. We don't want to have to rely on people overseas for oil. Surprise, surprise. The pesticides that you have to use to grow all that corn are petroleum-based. So you're driving up the price of food. You aren't getting a gain in energy. You aren't reducing carbon. You're still relying on overseas oil and petroleum. And basically what you've done is you've given another big cash subsidy to the wealthiest, most powerful farmers in the United States. And that's all you've done.
So who are these farmers that are getting these subsidies? Is this mom and pop or?
Oh, well, see, that's the other thing. The big myth is, you got these poor farmers, and they need all this help, and what are they going to do with their little pitchfork? And these are huge corporations that have gobbled up all the farmland in America, and they push out the family farmer. They push them out in two ways. They push them off the land, but then they push them out in front of the cameras whenever they want to get another big subsidy. So corn-based ethanol is bad. Sugar-based ethanol in Brazil is better. Cellulosic will be great when we get there, but in the meantime, there should be no subsidies at all for corn-based ethanol.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right.
Perfect.